he's going to roll out for his starting 11.
And it's a team that has recorded 2 straight shutouts, and look for that to continue on the defensive side. And it's a team that wants to dictate play on both sides of the ball, but look for Morgan, Marta, and Leroux to connect in that final third. Korniak had a really good Challenge Cup as well, so really look for that progressive attack from Orlando.
And then for Richie Burke, here will be his from Exploria Stadium. Beautiful night in Orlando here in the Sunshine State.
Teams really possessing potent attacking players, so it's
that game assisted by Morgan. Here's a chance for Morgan to her left. I believe offside flag though was up. I'll talk about this in a moment.
And really early on here, or is playing on the front foot. They're playing where this team is and implementing those principles in the game model. But it is, when you're building
in the Challenge Cup, and that continues right over here into the regular season. Jonstadter looking for Morgan, finds her, Morgan, and that one knocked away, and I believe once again offside flag was up. Morgan just trying to get those runs time.
Play there by Washington, how Orlando deals with that, because you want to make sure that they can't find the other side, and they did a tremendous job of forcing Washington to serve a ball in, because Washington really had there in that attacking moment.
Diagonal ball. Morgan plays it in towards the spot. Korniak fans on it.
Trying to break lines of pressure.
Their season was canceled, and she entered herself into the draft as Leroux comes up with the ball. Has Morgan to the right. Leroux with the right, and that one just slicing wide. But
really good effort by Morgan there, allowing Leroux to get on the ball.
Good battle here between Nielsen and Morgan.
Spaces that you can attack right away. And you saw it there with the win by
Morgan. Into the sky to Morgan. Morgan can't control it. Sullivan drop. Takarada loses possession. This is played up to Morgan. Morgan sends it well over and into the stands. One of the big things, though, he did talk about is like Alex Morgan, she's going to be one that helps provide, as well as Sydney Leroux.
Yeah, Coach Skinner was really happy with his team's mindset, their resilience, spaces available to them to attack. So, other than a few...
In with her left foot, looking for Morgan. Great pass, plays it in. Morgan brings it to her right.
Recently, so they've played each dynamic movement there in the final third for either side.
And you're looking at both these teams back to the drawing board for both teams. Of course, we have Alex Morgan and a couple other players into this game to make a difference. So we'll see. And then here you get Alex Morgan dispossessing the ball. That's going to be huge, this connection between Leroux and Morgan.
And can Orlando here in the second half cause more moments like this where they're turning the ball over higher up the pitch and then allowing Leroux, Morgan, Korniak to really run it out of the picture as a holding midfielder?
That one would sail over by Morgan. Chances for Orlando as well.
Just kind of mentioned was the turnovers higher up the field. So can you find those pressing moments where you can maybe put Washington in a tough spot, turn the ball over, win the ball higher up the field and not have to go 120 yards every time? And then for Washington, can you get Andy Sullivan involved higher up the field? Can you get Ashley Sanchez? And then Trinity Rodman was really without a goal, but it's not for a lack of trying. They have created chances, but for Orlando, those transition moments.
The left foot. Morgan will have to track it down. Morgan knocked off the ball by the youngster Ashley Sanchez.
Something dangerous there in that final third.
Her first time playing back in her home country since 2012. At least in terms of professionally. Of course, she represents their national team. As Leroux will give it a go, that takes a deflection. Morgan keeps it in play. Morgan had to hold up her run as she was in an offside position. LaRue looking for Morgan, and a chance here. Morgan sidesteps Bledsoe. Morgan wanted to go to the roof, but sends it wide. That was her only option.
And Washington committing to pressing higher up the field. That line of confrontation has changed, trying to force that back line of Orlando to make a mistake, but they've relied on being a bit more direct, and they found a tremendous
Success comes back over, scores a goal in the Challenge Cup. So the season moves on as Gunny Jonstadter will play it up to the 6. We see in the second half now with Rodman switching sides. Alex Morgan, take a look back at this replay. You see just a little bit of a nudge by Nielsen. She didn't think that she'd push Morgan that enough to get the whistle of our referee, Karen Collado.
And you wonder for both sides and both coaching staffs, is there going to be a moment in this final where they're going to look to change, whether it's the line of confrontation, whether it's formation, whether to both coaches, it was about really sticking to how they wanted to play and impose their game model. And just depending on what each team wants out of this game, obviously it's easy to say that you want 3 points. And they're really playing on their front foot as they look to defend Alex Morgan in this attack right now. Attacking players that can expose space in behind, but also players that can.
Morgan flicks it over, and that one is in for a goal for the Orlando Pride, and they have found the equalizer in the 83rd minute.
Was that ball over the top, and that pace from the attacking players for Orlando. Alex Morgan timing that run to perfection. Such a well-played ball in behind, but to catch a back line high, but it's all about that ball played in as well, because you catch it where the.
Alex Morgan, the first of the season, and her first since proven goal scorer.
Has to be, and it really came from having to have a clever touch. Oh, and then having that split second moment where you're thinking that Washington's going to clear it off the line. That relief to see it hit that side netting.
You look at Morgan, of course, plenty of goals. Plays it behind Thomas. Morgan coming back.
The game that opened up after that goal by Washington, and both teams, I think they'll be pleased with their performances. I think for obviously Richie Burke and Washington, they're going to wish they would have held on to the 1-0 lead. But a special moment for Alex Morgan there with her first goal of the season and first goal since 2018. Really good performance.
Yeah.